Hey everybody, I've got the groups, I've got our ladies in groups right now, and they're having a discussion on the tool that we're talking about today. We're talking about how to build your business, Billboard, LinkedIn. We're doing part 2, and we're working on the about section. So the assignment that they have in the breakout area, the breakout rooms, is how would you summarize what you do and what value you bring to your clients and customers. So that discussion is going on, and they're going to come back and talk about that. We're basically looking at the about section of your LinkedIn profile, and we're going to segment that out. We're going to try to cover as much of that as we can today, and we'll probably carry that over into another session. So I just wanted to catch you up on that. That's where we're at. All right, so let me invite them back. All right, everybody's back. How did those conversations go?
Good.
Great.
All right, awesome. And so someone share, I want you to think about your partner or one of your partners that you talked with. What did you hear from them about what they do and what value they bring?
Well, for our group, all three of us kind of had an underlying theme of mentorship. And if I could pick out one word, we all three said something about helping others gain confidence in an area.
Yeah.
Building confidence and value.
Great. Yeah. And, you know, when I think about those words around confidence, that speaks to a lot of women.
Yes.
Yeah. So a lot of men, they don't necessarily want to admit that, that they're struggling with confidence, but it definitely speaks to women. Okay. So what else did you hear?
So what I heard from Catherine was, and she has said this before, and I love this term, so I want to share it with you because I love it so much, is to move money blocks. Yeah. So she wants to help heart-centered entrepreneurs, or maybe just people, I'm not quite sure because my notes, make an abundant living and be passionate about it. And I loved that you said abundant living and passionate and money blocks. Those were three things that resonated with me.
Yeah. Yeah. And when I hear those things, you've got some really good, meaty words there, which is awesome. And you may even, as you're working on your about page, you may even split those out into three actions that people, or three results that people get from you, so that they can get the essence of every single one of those, like money blocks. You know, I mean, maybe that's in, you know, I help people remove those money blocks that keep them from doing whatever. Right. And then the other piece about the abundant, I show people the way to, I mean, you know, just separating them out so that they can really get the fullness of those three things that you help them achieve.
Okay.
All right. So I want to flip this now. And when you were posed with the question, what came out of your mouth? Nothing? Christina, how about you?
Well, I think business owner was one. Culinary nutritionist, in particular, as it relates to working with people around food and nutrition. GI or gut health, and then, you know, discussing health issues like food allergies, even topics like inflammation, and how that all impacts your body and help you feel better, basically. It's not easy, but it's getting there. The more you practice it, the better it does get.
Yeah. Okay. Someone else, what is something that when you were posed the question, how did you respond to it?
I said I want to help people through public speaking and getting over their fear of public speaking. I mean, that's something that I'm passionate about. I really feel like people have lost the soft skills to communicate with one another because all they do is text. And you can read a text so many different ways and unintentionally hurt people, and even emails. And there's just something about, helping people, especially teenagers, get up on stage and take off their own problems for a while, put on somebody else's, and then theirs don't seem quite as heavy sometimes.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't say all that during the 30 seconds, but
But I mean, so, when you really sit down to think about this question, the whole goal of the question is to get you to start thinking about what is it that I really do? And also what is it that my client, my customer wants? Because a lot of times when you are trying to develop business, I see so many people making the mistake of, here's what I do. Here's what I can do for you. I can help you do this. And they want to know that, but they want you to hit on some pain points that they have first. They want to know that you're there for them.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that we really have to balance out, even on our LinkedIn profile, how much time we're spending talking about me,
Right.
versus how much we're really pulling out what they need and what they want.
Mm-hmm.
Because we probably know what they need, but they may not know that they need what we have.
Right.
and sometimes what they think they need, they don't need, they need something else.
Exactly. Yes. Would anyone like to add to that conglomeration of riddles? All right. Okay. So I'm going to go back to, I'm going to share the document. We're going to walk through a little bit more here. Sharing the screen. All right. Here we go. So you'll notice that I have these questions here. Discuss these questions with your coach or a colleague. These are really designed, this is like a takeaway homework for you. So I'm giving this to you now because this is going to help you really formulate your about section. And you want to know, what is it that your potential client is going through? Just like I had you have somebody else ask you the question, hand these questions over to a colleague or, if we're working, like if I'm your coach and you want to walk through them, we can, or just it can be anybody who asks them to you, but just pitching those over to you and saying, hey, what's your potential client going through? What is it that they want? So what 3 key ways can you help this client and what result they'll get? So I want to encourage somebody to get on the hot seat for now, because I'm going to walk through these questions with you. I'm going to ask these, and that way you ladies the rest of you can observe and see what happens when we walk through this process. So who wants to be in the hot seat today?
Sure, I will.
Okay, Catherine. All right, so Catherine, and I'm going to rely on you, the rest of you ladies, to help me to pick out things that she's saying, because we want to make sure that we're distilling those down. Okay, so Catherine, what is your potential client going through?
Basically, well, because of COVID-19 right now, they're struggling getting clients, and even before that, they don't feel comfortable charging too much for their services. They believe that, these services are unique, they can help and heal the client, and it's more important to get the service out than it is to really charge them for what this client is worth. So they really struggle with marketing themselves, charging enough that, they can make a living at what they love to do. That's their pain point. And having the confidence to do it. So many of them just don't really, it's like they, I don't want to be too salesy. I can't, I don't want to be a used car salesman kind of thing. They feel very, very, heart-centered entrepreneurs feel very, very uncomfortable with the sales end of it. So, help them feel more confident and help them overcome the blocks that says, I can't charge too much. I have to charge for my industry charges. I can't charge that much. I won't get clients. And they really can. And they need to believe in themselves enough to know that they can.
Okay, so I want to hear from the group. I want you to distill this down. What were some of the key pain points that Catherine just spoke about?
What flashed through my head was that verse that says, "Don't muzzle the oxen while it treads the grain." I don't know how that, but that value for your service, and I've lived through that, as a missionary that charged for our services. I worked with a unit leader who just felt guilty, and I'm like, we provide a service. We need to be, if we don't get paid, we can't provide the service. So I know it, and that's a really cool, valuable service that you offer, Catherine.
Thank you.
All right, so let's hear from somebody else. And let's be really succinct about this. What exactly did Catherine identify in terms of what her clients are going through?
They need assistance in growing their business. So she said getting business, but growing their business, and be comfortable in charging for the service that they are providing, and promotion of their business and she specifically said marketing.
Right. Okay. Yeah, so basically she identified 3 pain points that they're going through. They can't get clients. They're struggling to market their business, especially in these uncertain times. And they don't have the confidence to charge what they're worth. Those are the 3 pain points that you just identified. So those are 3 pain points that you want to make sure that you have in your about section. And so one way to shape this up is to say, I coach, I'll just make this up.
All right.
I coach business owners who are struggling to get clients and want to learn how to charge more for what they're worth, while also ramping up their game on marketing so that they can be successful in business. It's really just taking it and turning it into a sentence and a description. It could be, I help entrepreneurs do 3 things: get more clients, improve their marketing, and charge what they're worth. See how simply put that is? We don't have to add a bunch of stuff to it. We're just trying to speak clearly to the particular client that we want to reach. Any thoughts or comments on that? Okay. Well, and this turns it around. Let's just ask this question, because we can take what you said on the pain points and we can flip that and realize what they want. But let's just throw this question out. What do your clients want, Catherine?
They want to be successful. They want to feel that their service is valuable to their clients.
Okay.
They want confidence in what they're doing.
Okay.
They want to make a living at what they're doing, and they want to live their passion. And there's so many heart-centered entrepreneurs that this is my passion, but I can't make a living at it. I don't know how to make a living at it.
So they want to what they want is they want to make a living at what they're passionate about.
Exactly. That is exactly what I'm saying.
Okay. Anything else that they want?
There's a lot of people that have a lot of self-doubt in what they're doing, and they would like to get rid of, they'd like to get clear. And another thing is they'd like to be able to take consistent action. There's so many people that they start moving forward, and what they don't realize is the mind kind of shuts them down because, when you start your own business, you're getting out of your comfort zone, and the mind is like, you don't know what you're doing. So many business owners that start their own business may start gung-ho, and then they hit the first roadblock and they give up, or I can't overcome this obstacle. I don't know how to do this. It's like, and the mind comes in and says, you're right. You don't know what you're doing. You're going to be a total failure. So it's like, helping them take consistent action is another thing that they want to be able to do, that they want to take the right and consistent action in their business, whatever that is.
Okay, so let's hear from the group. If you could distill down what Catherine just said about what these clients want, what did you hear?
Consistent action.
They want to make a living doing their, I'm sorry, I interrupted you. They want to make a living doing what they're passionate about.
That's definitely the bottom line.
Right.
But there's also, I want to push past that, they want to have consistent action, because those words aren't going to speak to your audience.
All right.
It's going to feel like, well, that's a responsibility. I should be doing that. And then the inner critics come in.
Right.
So they just want to be clear.
Right.
They want to be clear on the path.
Right.
That gets them to fulfillment. They
Right.
want to get clear on that path. They want to know how to get there.
Right.
So like techniques or tools that allows them to make money living their passion.
Right.
So, well, even at this point, we're not talking about tools and techniques, because that's
Okay.
our solution.
Okay.
We're talking about exactly where they are and what they want. They don't know how they're going to get there, but it's more about, hey, you want to know exactly how to get to this from point A to point B.
Okay.
Do they want freedom?
That's true. Yeah, they want to work more productive. They want to work less and more productively. So, and the other thing I find is a lot of them have low energy. They're working themselves to death. So that's another thing, that free up their, increase their energy and have them work smarter, kind of thing.
Okay. So they want more freedom and flexibility.
Right. They want to have more freedom
without having to be burnt out from just burning the candle at both ends. Okay, that's
exactly. Yes.
But it's basically they want to gain the freedom and flexibility in their schedule, while also having a higher level of energy instead of feeling burnt out all the time.
Yes.
Okay. So you see how, us talking through this, it's bringing out the real words that matter to people. When I hear, more consistent action, I'm like,
okay.
That doesn't hit me. What hits me is, yes, I want freedom. I want freedom. I want energy. I want to be able to work less, do what I want, work on something that I'm passionate about, and have energy at the end of the day, instead of just falling over in front of TV and watching Netflix, which is a line that I put in my promo video for Reset Mindset. But you're welcome to borrow that.
All right.
All right, so let's ask another question. And by the way, this is being recorded. You can always go back and watch the replay. Okay, what 3 key ways can you help this client? Now's where you start to talk about what you offer. So, Catherine, what's a key way that you help your client?
Well, basically, this is deep personal growth work is what it is. So I help them get clear about what's holding them back. Tapping is a way to clear their self-doubt, any of their their inner critics, that kind of thing. So we use, and I also, let's see, I can help them boost their confidence, obviously. So we clear the self-doubts and boost their confidence. Basically, we get to the root of what's causing them to feel stuck or where they feel like they can't move forward. And that generally has to do with limiting beliefs that go back to childhood.
Mhm.
We identify patterns that are self-sabotaging for them.
Yeah.
So I help identify self-sabotage patterns that we clear. And let's see, what else?
So I'm going to give you a quick formula.
Okay.
This is for everybody. This is a quick formula on how to structure the key ways that you can help your client, okay? All right, so let me get to my whiteboard here because I'm going to write this. Okay, this is the formula. I help you to go from this, wherever their pain point is, wherever they're at right now and the pain that they're in, to this. So you're giving them a result.
Right.
I help you go from struggling with inner critics and boundaries
Self-doubt.
to speaking with confidence, just making this up, to speaking with confidence so that when you walk in the room, you feel good no matter who's there,
Okay.
and so that you can, and then whatever the result is that they're trying to get to. So I help you to go from this to this so that you can do this.
Okay.
This is how you would structure those sentences. Okay. So let me get back to, has everyone got that? Everyone got that down? Okay.
So,
Still right, Catherine?
hold on a minute.
Okay.
I got it. Thank you.
Okay. So we'll save that. We know that's saved. All right, so let's go back. Can you see the worksheet now again?
Not yet. Yep. Oh, almost.
Hold on. Hold on.
All right. There we go.
Hey, Angie and ladies, I have an appointment I need to get to. It's great seeing all of you.
Okay.
Hi, Esther.
Bye-bye.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so what result will they get? So this feeds into that formula that I just gave you, but it's important to just think about this individually. After someone works with you and they've worked with all of your proprietary methods and tools and processes that you use, what are they going to get? So Catherine?
Well, they're going to get clarity, more energy,
Yeah.
increased productivity, increased income,
Yep.
increased confidence,
Yep.
more successful business, more clients.
Right. Well, so
I can't guarantee more clients, but yeah.
yeah, well, we're looping back to the pain points that we had. So we started out with talking about what were the three main things?
Let's see.
Getting clients,
Struggling to get clients, feeling
effective marketing.
improving their marketing, and charging what they're worth.
Yes. So you see, the result is you want to come right back to that and say, when you work with me, you're going to get these things. You're going to be equipped. What I like to say is you're going to be equipped, or you're going to be positioned
Okay.
to get more clients, to improve your marketing, and to charge what you're worth.
Okay.
See, you're speaking their language. Okay, so does anyone have any questions about those 4 points that you want to work through. Okay, so what you can do is when you've thought through that, then you can start working on your about profile. Now, I've divided this up into sections. So basically, you have your summary session or your summary section, which these are not going to be broken out. This is all going to go in the about section, but I'm breaking it down for you so that you know how to structure this whole section, okay? All right, so I provided an example. This is just the first half of my LinkedIn. I just want to show you here. So this is what the whole about section is. It's a pretty good size section. So the order of this is really important because of the way that people take in information. They're already looking and searching to see if, first of all, they want to know, is this the right person for me to be talking to? So they need to know who you are. They need to know who you are and what you do and what value you bring. So you see, I coach corporate and entrepreneurial business people to think, speak, and operate with confident executive presence while building purposeful and profitable businesses. I focus on 2 areas, and so I've listed those here. Now, there are some really cool ways to just start building the know, like, and trust factor here.
Okay.
You can, so I want you, if you've got street creds, which means that you've been featured, you're published, you've got published works, you have already worked with some clients. If you've worked with certain companies, you can list those. This is an opportunity for you to show, look, I've been here, I'm experienced, I work with Fortune 500 companies like Leidos, Aspen Dental. You could be, if you work with those companies, that's great. Christina, I know that you have connections. I mean, you've worked with different organizations, you've partnered with them.
Yep.
So this would be the opportunity for you to just put that out there.
Okay.
And then, you say how you've done this. So for example, in my example, I put through group mastermind programs, boot camps, one-on-one custom coaching engagements. So you give them a little taste of how you work with people. And I created a template here for you to use on the worksheet. So this is the what I do statement. And
Oh,
what
okay.
I've done is I've basically, the formula that I used here, I've created it for you to fill in the blanks.
Okay. Perfect.
So I coach. So you put your action, I coach, I teach, I educate. So there's some kind of action word. And then you identify your target audience. I teach people who are struggling to gain clients. Pull from the words that you just wrote down about your clients. What is it who is it? What are they struggling with? I work with, I'm pretty familiar with Christina because I just did her website, so your stuff is fresh on my mind, but I coach and advise people who are struggling with allergies and IBS and tummy troubles to, and what do you help them with?
To feel, to feel good every day, or to be the best that they can be, or to get back to health.
Yeah, so you don't want to keep it too Pollyanna.
Okay.
I mean, you want it to be more, you want some substance to it, so to restore their health and their energy.
Okay.
Think about what people are wanting, okay?
Okay, yeah. Okay. Concrete.
Catherine, in your case, they want to be able to be paid what they're worth.
Right. Have freedom to have time to be, to do, spend time with their families and,
Yeah, that's you got to address the immediate pain point. So Rachel, if we take your example that you use, where you said you want to help people. I teach people how to speak publicly, or I teach people how to be confident so that they can speak publicly without worrying how they look, sound, and feel, or whatever.
Mhm.
Okay.
So are you all get the point?
Mhm.
So,
Go ahead.
okay. Nope, it's okay.
Yeah, I was just going to say, and now here's where you start to niche down to your specialty area. So like I said here, I do this through group mastermind programs, executive presence boot camps, custom coaching. That's one of the things that I do. So you can niche down on the service that you provide.
Mhm.
Could be that you offer group coaching, you offer assessments and consultations.
Okay.
You might provide a service, educational services for organizations.
Mhm.
Your service could be, I customize plans one-on-one based on your situation.
Mhm.
All right, and then you put some kind of street creds. All right, I'm going to tell you a secret. Anyone ready for a good secret?
Yes.
I'm going to tell you a way that you can get some street creds.
Okay.
You may already be aware of this, but if not, it's good to know. So, have you ever heard of Help a Reporter Out?
What
Mm-mm.
is it?
Help a Reporter Out.
Uh-uh.
Okay, I'm going to write this down on the board for you.
I've actually done that before. I've helped quite a few reporters. I wasn't sure how to take that, literally or what.
All right, so I'm going to I want you to look this up.
Is it a website?
Yeah, you can just, you could even do this, Haro. You can Google that, and it is a free service where reporters from all types of magazines, syndicates, outlets, they post what they post there, and they're looking for people to contribute to their article.
Cool.
Oh, cool. Because I used to be a former reporter.
There you go.
Well, the awesome thing about this is they do, and I'll give you an example. This is one way that I started early on in my career, as I was starting my coaching and consulting firm. This is how I started to get published. And when you get published by a certain magazine or a radio syndicate or whatever, then that's part of your street creds. I've been featured on Business Insider. I've been featured on Forbes. I'll give you an example and show you here.
I think you have to stop sharing.
So here's what they'll do. They'll send it to you morning, noon, and night. Reporters are always looking for people to contribute. But basically, it has different categories that you can contribute. So like biotech and healthcare, you can contribute to these articles. All kinds of stuff, entertainment, media, general, looking to interview successful entrepreneurs, searching for vegan bloggers,
Oh, cool. Okay.
fitness, travel, biotech, and healthcare. So you can basically go in here, you can click on that, and you can submit a few words and get published. So it's a really great way to build up street creds very quickly. All right, so we're back on the screen. So I want to stop talking for a minute. I want to see where you are with everything that I've said. Lauren, how are you doing? You've just been watching.
I'm doing good. It's interesting listening to everyone and how they're running their businesses. So it's interesting learning about all of it. So hopefully one day I can apply it to my life if I want to start a business someday.
Well, even developing your LinkedIn profile,
Yeah, definitely.
it's basically like your calling card in the business world when you go into business.
Mm-hmm.
How about the rest of you? Are there questions, thoughts, comments?
I kind of feel like I have two different sides of me. Like I work with a well-established company. And so that's the Life Leadership Company that I'm a consultant or an independent consultant with. And then I want to have my own business of Stormy Waters. And I'm running into this conflict of what do I focus on? Because I know that because Life Leadership is so much more experienced and proven track record, that I could make more money quicker if I focused on the Life Leadership, which would then allow me to focus on building my Stormy Waters. So I'm running into this, what do I put in my LinkedIn? You know, where do I focus without being dishonest to who I am?
Right. So when you're up here and, I'm like that. I mean, my stuff is pretty much related, but you can still find ways to tie them together. So like if you have the two different areas, you could have the leadership piece first, and then the second one could be something along the lines of, I have a quickly growing side hustle
Mm-hmm.
where I do this for, and identify your target audience.
Mhm.
Just go right and use the sentence, and you just kind of slide into it, because it's really become sociably acceptable to know that you've got two different things going on.
Yeah, side hustles are fine. Yeah. And sometimes you can have more than one.
Right.
Because I have two as well. I want to be a motivational speaker as well as a coach. So, how do I, I was wondering, how do I put that in to focus on it?
Well, if you think about most coaches speak.
Oh, do they? Okay. Then I'll just put that in about me or whatever. Yeah, skills.
It could be, I'm an author, speaker, coach, consultant. Those things kind of go together like bread and butter.
Okay.
Still want to, if you are looking to get speaking engagements, you want to make sure that that would fit under maybe one of your specialty areas or services that you provide. You can
Right.
say, I publicly speak for organizations who want to understand how to remove money blocks.
Okay.
So it could just be under your service. And I would tell you, don't do more than 3. So you want to make sure that those 3 services that you provide,
Uh-huh.
that's it. That's
Got
where you
it.
want people to focus. So Rachel, back to you. You want to differentiate out 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
The one that you feel is most important first, and then the second one goes after that.
So are there any tips on, you said it's important what you put first so you get people hooked to read all of it.
Yeah.
So are there any specific tips on how to get them to keep reading?
You structure your LinkedIn profile like I'm showing you, because
All right.
it's designed to keep them reading.
Great.
But everything that we did to set up this first part is critical. These questions that you answer and walk through, and then taking pieces and parts of that and including it in, finding ways to plug it in so that you're always speaking their language. Because when people are looking at your profile, they're looking because they want something.
Mm-hmm.
And they're looking to see if you are speaking their language and if you provide the something that they want.
Okay.
So if your profile is all about, oh, me, and here's what I do, me, and me, and here are the services I provide, they're going to get bored really fast because they don't see themselves in it. They can't
Right.
identify. So I know we just got about 4 minutes here. Just the other part of this is, you know, when you write down your niching down to your specialty areas, and then the through part is, this is just talking about, you know, what are some of the things that you provide? I mean, like going back to the groups or individual public speaking service, you know, through speaking publicly. And it's not an exact science, all right? So you can play around with the words and fill in the template. Okay, I think that's as far as we should go today, because I do want you to work on this what I do statement
Yeah.
Mhm.
and then come back on implementation call on Monday to let's see what you came up with.
Okay. Good.
And I do want you to, you know, if you can get somebody to ask you these questions, but definitely walk through these questions here and capture some key phrases and thoughts that you need to be integrating in. It may not all fit here in the beginning, so don't try to force fit everything, but just fit the most meaningful things in this first part, and then we'll integrate some more in the next parts, okay?
Mhm.
All right, any questions?
So, Angie, is that document in like a Google Doc or like a Google? Is that shared with me? I don't know if I haven't checked for sure. I haven't been able.
You should, I think you should have access. I know it's hard. I can never find it.
Yeah, I have a lot of different folders, so I might have it. I just maybe haven't looked hard enough, so I can look at it after the call.
It's for the VIP members, VIP community. It would be under that, but
Okay, sounds good.
today, so. Okay, ladies. Well, that's all we've got for today. So I hope you'll see you on the call Monday at 4 Eastern.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right,
Yeah,
ladies.
thank you.